The Season 6 Red Bull update, the 2 playlists, all the very good summits, is over. This season is done. We are getting no more content during Season 6, the Red Bull update. In fact, last time I made this video, it was immediately followed by our first bit of information on the next season. This right now is the last content we're getting in the Crew Motorfest Season 6 before Season 7. The main stage legacy again. One of the most underrated features in the game. And I'm here to jump into it and talk about Season 7, what we know, what could come up, because although we don't know a lot, we know a bit. This is the main stage legacy. It's found down here in the main activities menu. It's on the second row. And we just got the one for the Thunderstruck main stage, meaning if you buy the cars for this main stage, you can win exclusively the Mazda RX8 Thunderwave Edition. This thing is actually really nice, especially with this livery. Made by livery creator on the channel, Erratic, and there's even a few versions, and as far as I'm aware, you don't even have to, like, go looking for them. I'm pretty sure they're there you go. Okay, first theme, we did Overheated, next is Electric Race. This is the EV vs Thermals week. So to quickly explain the main stage legacy before we talk more about Season 7, this feature brings back old monthly updates. You know, like the seasonal Enforcer, we have one of those. It's called the main stage, but those events, because they're themed and gimmicked and whatnot, they're actually brought back. So not only do they remove FOMO of the cars, but they remove FOMO of the experiences, like this EV vs Thermal event, in which the EVs absolutely dominate. This is the future, you're listening to it. Wow, doesn't it sound so exciting? Isn't that so much better than... Whoa, chill, Ruby. Okay, Ruby locked in. It specifically brings back 2 events from each of the weekly competitive to make one essentially a playlist with a vehicle reward, cars to buy, some free, and there's one out on the second week of every single month for the same number month from the last update. So this is the last month of this update. We've got the last month's main stage legacy from last update. Now I remember what's next, but I don't actually remember what comes in between. I remember the last one. I don't remember the other events in the last one, but I remember what it is. What's the third set of events in this one? Is he sawing something? There we go. Oh, okay, well, this is the second set of events, the Ford selection. Yes, every now and then they'll go, ooh, look, a brand. Am I gonna... Okay, we're fine. And this time around it was Ford, which I guess Ford makes absolutely the most sense. They make off-roaders, they make muscle cars, which could be seen as more definitely thermal, but they're also big shifting to EVs, with the Mark E being a very infamous disgrace, stealing the Mustang name for extra sales on an SUV EV. But I guess that is very EV vs Thermals of them. It would make sense if we drove the Mark E in the next event, because then it would match the theme and everything. Listen to this thing though. Okay, don't listen to it while I'm crashing into stuff. Close your ears when that happens. Oh, dirty driving. Okay, there we go. I forgot, wait, I'm supposed to crash into stuff. It gets us more points. There we go. And what about this? Wait, I need to actually focus on finishing the event in time as well. The gimmick of it is fun, though, I guess, to try and get as much dirty driving as I can. I should focus on the things that are on the road, at least. Now listen to this thing. Now, isn't that much better than listening to the EVs? Whoa, we maxed it out. Lovely stuff. Now we have to Ford again. Except this event was loaned. The next one we do actually have to buy a car. You could say we have to afford one. I'm sorry. You may be saying, hang on a minute, Sid, we still have the summit. Well, of course, I never consider the summit, like, active content. It is. It's a weekly, like, experience and stuff. But I'm talking about permanent content. Main Stage Legacy is the last. We do get, however, a brand new car next week. And we get that thing. But the thing about that thing is it's going to be carrying over to... You're going to receive it next week. So, cars, and that's all we have left. We have this thing, we have a new car next week, and we have a summit car that we're going to receive in the next update the week after. That is very much not the Mark E. Okay, but at least it's a unique event that we get to do in this thing. Oh, did I put the turbo in it? That sounds terrible. Don't tell me I turboed a Ford Raptor. Did I really? This thing's just turbo stock? Okay, well, now that I think about it, I kind of want to drive the Ghost Recon version instead. Whose idea was it to piercing turbo a Ford Raptor? I will say, I like this event, though. This event is, oh god, actually pretty unique for a Main Stage Legacy. I don't think we see this event a lot. Interesting time to look back now, though, that we've got this last Main Stage Legacy, and obviously this update's gonna then become Main Stage Legacies. That's what I'm really looking forward to, because this is all the summits from the Maui update, which was really good, but I'll be honest, the Maui update was being carried by Maui, and the Japanese playlist, and the police playlist, and then the challenges log that they added halfway through as a surprise. That stuff was what was carrying Maui. I gotta say, this one, the playlists were really good. The Red Bull playlists were genuinely really good and fun experiences. The summit carried this update. I think the summit needs maybe a few changes to be perfect, but just the different things that they've been doing this summit have they've shown through. Okay, control. Okay, and those are the events that I'm looking forward to coming back. But the main stages this update as well, I think they turned out okay. Considering this was an update that was all Red Bull, like one of the most easy to be boring things, just like 3 months of Hoonigan was, that's what wasn't helping. We had to bear through 3 months of Hoonigan and it was torture. Yet somehow 4 months of Red Bull, it went by in a flash. And this Red Bull update, I've been uploading the most active I have, I think, since Motorfest began, which is insane to think of, that this is my most active update. And it's actually in, like, what's been a really good update to look back on. Oh, and we get the cat bobblehead, but whatever. Oh, right! This main stage was this one. How could I forget this? I made that rally edit during this one that everyone really liked and made me no money. This is a pretty good mix of an off-road and on-road summit. Honestly, this might just be a really good mix in general. Then again, I don't know how I feel about the Ford selection just randomly being in there. The Ford selection, look, as much as I don't like the Mark E, the Ford selection should have been a Mark E event. Because what? We got EV versus thermals, then it would have been EVs and thermals. This week is just thermals because it's a rally car and a helicopter. And then next week, or the last two events, are EV only again, I think. Old. Okay. Oh, wait, right. The helicopter event. The helicopter event was that, like, it took them 5 years to do this thing. Did they add the helicopter one? I hope they did. I hope they didn't add the boat event. Well, that actually makes this main stage legacy way more legendary. For the background context you're missing, a very long time ago in the Crew 2, there was going to be a helicopter spec, or at least that's what it was believed to be, because the helicopter was the only thing to be in the game on its own as its own spec, weirdly, with no other helicopter in the game. Well, they were adding specs for all of the things that, well, didn't have specs, like the hovercraft, which was also on its own. And they scrapped it to do, actually, I think, the summit, or maybe the PvP. One of those two, they scrapped the helicopter for. But essentially, we never got the helicopter spec all that time ago. We never got official helicopter events. Well, this summit right here added the first ever in the Crew franchise, 5 years after the helicopter was added, a helicopter event into the Crew. And this main stage legacy now makes it official. We permanently have a helicopter event in game. People could pick up this game in 2057 and they'd have a helicopter event ready for them. I don't know if that's actually, I don't know if people are really yearning for that, but you know, they get it if they want it. I will say, I think it would have made a bit more sense if this was a, well, thundering event, not just slightly rainy, you know? How does this match in Thunderstruck? Oh, that's a drop down. Okay, how do I, I don't know if that's recommended helicopter maneuvering. Oh god! Okay. Not bad. First ever helicopter, first ever permanent helicopter in the Crew event in the Crew franchise. Don't mind. Don't mind if I do. And it's time for the final events of this week. This main stage legacy in the EV vs Thermal Thunderstruck Month's main stage legacy. You know, the one about EVs where 3 events out of 8 are in EVs. Okay, but to be fair, you're racing an EV in that first event where you're in the Porsche. This is the full battery showdown event though, the one with the Summit vehicle. Yes, you get to test out every Summit vehicle ever made in the main stage legacy. Like 2 updates before those cars get added to the Prestige ticket store. So if you did miss the Rimac Nevera Time Attack Edition, you can drive it for free right now in-game. Well, first I have to Lotus Evija. Damn, so this is it. The second to last event available till the next season. The last, like, permanent event thing added till next season. Which, speaking of next season, all we have to work off of at the moment is, well, that one image that shows us the color scheme being red and white, and then, like the least amount of info you could possibly imagine. Basically, all we have to go off of is that the Crew Motorfest's Instagram account followed Ferrari, and right before the Red Bull update, they followed Red Bull. So that's all we have to go off of at the moment. And that's like that's like ultra speculation. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I forgot that they add the noise to this. It's got a different EV sound to it, which, to be fair, doesn't mean anything. Oh, they gave this one a different MP35. Your EV only goes, while mine goes. This is what society is gonna come to, the more EVs invade. This thing was actually quite a nice car to get. Okay, look, I know people complain about Summit cars that look identical to the base model. Jaguar Temptation Edition, I'm looking at you, but can I defend this thing a little? When we first found out we were getting the Rimac Nevera, it was a little bit after a Rimac Nevera broke a bunch of records. Like every imaginable record, like 0 to 60, 60 to 100, 100 to 160, 100 to 160 to 200. All of that. It did it in reverse. It did all these different things. It broke record after record after record. So, when they confirmed we were getting the Rimac Nevera, I was like, damn, I wish we got the one that broke all those records, because the one we were getting was the base model. Well, this thing is the one that broke those records. It's identical to it, and although this one's technically a Summit edition, it's the Time Attack edition, it is that one. Like, it's based directly on that one. So I worried that it was too late to get the world record breaker, and we still got it. And it matches with this EV Thermals theme. A world record breaking car. If there was any car I was gonna be okay with being identical to its base model, even the Red Bull ones I wouldn't count, like the Fiesta. This one is the only one I would let get away with that. But finishing this will give us the Mazda RX-7 Thunder, $300,000. I already own it. But if you already own it, you get $300,000 for free. So enjoy.
How about giving a brand new playlist?
I did nothing of the sort. What? I absolutely did not put that on my car. What are you talking about, the Crew? Whoa. No. I'm not having anyone accuse me of nothing. I did not put that on my car. I don't know what the Crew's doing. Now, when I say that last time when I made this video the day after we got the first tease of the next update, it was the first quality of life, the announcement of the map changes. But there is like an asterisk there. I made the video on the main stage Legacy a week late. So it came out and then I made it the next week. And then that week, when I uploaded the video on the main stage Legacy, that's when they dropped the day after the first info on the map. So if we were going based on last update, we'll start getting things for the next updates next week. So 1 week left till new info on Season 7. And at the moment, all we have is the last bit of content for Season 7. Also, I've heard people are really upset about the summit, and I find that really funny. Let me know if you want to see me actually play it. All right, that's going to be about it for me in a bit.